So who am I? For those that don't know you, this is a picture of me. I'm an independent nurse training consultant, and I'm one of the key opinion leaders and UK experts for Biorepeal. I've worked for lots of different companies. I've been in aesthetics around about 16 years now, and I started my nurse training, oh God, I'm so old these days, nearly 24 years ago. So I qualified 21 years ago. I'm all paid up member of the NMC. And I started my journey into aesthetics about 16 years ago. And like I said, I've worked for lots of different companies. I've worked at Skin, I've worked at Harlem Medical Group, I've worked in a private laser clinic as a laser nurse. I've worked as a training nurse manager with Cynosure lasers. I have worked, in fact, I had one of the first machines of the Exilis, which came from BTL in the country. And I've worked with Lorna Bowes at Aesthetic Source. So we are going to come on to our agenda this evening. We've got an introduction of the two guys behind the product. There's a company profile, a product overview. We're going to talk about the biphasic technology, what makes Biorepeal so special, what functional complexes it contains, the benefits of the product, key ingredients, the actions of the peel. We've got indications for FND, so that obviously stands for face, neck and décolleté or décolletage. I think it's personal preference, how you want to say it. We've got indications for body, activations of how do we use the peel, and I'll show you that this evening. Any contraindications and the advantages, and like I've said, I will open out for questions at the end of the presentation. So these are our two lovely biochemists. We've got Andrea on the left and we've got Carlo on the right. And these are two young Italian biochemists who have researched and developed the Biorepeal. So Biorepeal, for anybody who's not so familiar with it, is like one of the best things ever in the world. It's a peel with minimal prep, minimal pain, minimal downtime, but with maximum results. And for me, the best thing about it is that it's safe and it's indicated for all Fitzpatrick skin types. So it's really difficult to find a peel that will do that. It's suitable for oily skin, spotty skin, dull skin, aging skin. It literally, really, honestly and truly, you don't really need any other peels in the practice, but you know, it might be a bit controversial by saying that, but I absolutely love this peel because it literally, one size literally fits all. So Biorepeal came to market and was produced and manufactured in Italy. I've got my little pen tonight so I can show you exactly where it came from. It started off in Italy in January 2018. I was very fortunate to be given a bottle on the train down to do another presentation and told about this peel that we were presenting that afternoon. And that was in October 2018. So I've been involved with this product and, like I've said, the expert and KOL for the product since, well, over 2.5 years now, which is quite a long time, isn't it? Time flies when you're having fun. So the market growth, this is 2 years later. This slide needs to be updated because we need to know what 3 years later is like. But basically, you can see, obviously, all of the countries in green is where we distribute Biorepeal. So literally, it's in 52 countries worldwide. And then we have all our yellow countries. So these are countries that are in open negotiations. So we've got Australia, South America, Asia. And it really is a peel that is literally taking the world by storm, and especially in the aesthetics industry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take myself off actually from the video because I get distracted by seeing myself on camera. So there we go, I've gone. So chemical peels are generally divided into 3 groups, and this is based on the depth of penetration. So as aesthetic practitioners, it's really important that we understand when our patient walks through the door, we need to know what they're hoping to achieve from a skin peel. And we also need to know that we're informed and we can give them all the options that are available for them. So as we can see, superficial depth peels affect, oh, I can't believe I did that. Hang on, let's go back to this one. I may not be able to draw. Let me see. Can I do that? Let's see. Yes, I can. So superficial depth peels affect the epidermis, and they often known as lunchtime peel. They're really superficial. There's rarely any downtime, and we're just removing the outer layer, so the horny layer of the epidermis. So these are great as an introduction to skin peels, particularly for anybody who's new into aesthetics or are nervous. They're going to go experience some mild tingling. They'll maybe have a light shedding of skin, but actually they can return to normal life pretty much straight away. They tend to be made up from alpha hydroxy acids or beta hydroxy acids, and it's usually safe to get a chemical peel, that's a light chemical peel, every 2 to 5 weeks. But keep in mind, because they are superficial depth, you're going to need a course to, you know, really see a massive improvement. Then we come on to our medium depth chemical peels. These remove cells from the epidermis and mid-dermis level and usually require 2 weeks prep of the skin. You'll find that TCA is one of the most common ingredients in a medium peel, and you'll find with different companies that different strengths and combinations of TCA are used, and that'll be dependent on skin types and desired results. Usually quite painful, almost feel like your skin's burning off, and post-treatment the skin is red and feels quite tight, almost like you've got sunburn. There is the downtime as well. So there's a very famous peel, and I know there'll be people on here listening tonight, that turns your skin blue and makes you look like a little smurf for about 3 days, but we get complete healing of skin after 10 days. These are not suitable for darker skin types. You'll find a Jessner peel is a better option. So yeah, a lot of people don't like the downtime of this peel. I don't think many people have been too worried when they've been practicing on themselves over lockdown, because we're not really seeing anybody, but obviously this does play a factor in when we get back to post-COVID times, fingers crossed. Then we have the deep chemical peels. These are really aggressive. You tend to need general anaesthetic, tend to be performed by a doctor, and phenol is your most common ingredient used in deep peels. And the best thing about these is you'll probably only ever need one of these in your lifetime, because the effects can last up to 10 years, but you get considerable amounts of downtime, and these are definitely not suitable at all for darker skin types. If I'm teaching you all to suck eggs tonight, I'm sorry, I just wanted to give you a good overview. So what are the benefits of chemical peels? So we can lighten unwanted pigment and even out skin tone. That's meant to see, I don't know where that's gone. So such as freckles, surgical scarring, PIH, scars due to injury, melasma, hyperpigmentation. Then we can, it's great for aging skin, so we can diminish fine lines and wrinkles, because chemical peels help to improve the signs of aging. And you find that when your skin goes back after a chemical peel, it triggers the production of collagen and elastin. So this helps to make your skin supple and strong and reduces the appearance of wrinkles and lines. It's worth noting, and just to be mindful, obviously in all consultations, you know, I always over promise and under deliver. No, I've got that the wrong way around. Under promise and over deliver. So basically what we want to do is make sure that we're managing patient expectations. I still might have said that wrong. It's Tuesday. I've had a weekend of a bit of wine, and then now I've no wine, so that's maybe what it is. But basically it's really important in our consultations to manage these expectations. So if you get somebody that comes into the clinic that is looking a bit like a leather handbag, peels are not going to be the only thing that we're going to be able to, you know, we're not going to be able to turn a leather handbag into a shiny crocodile skin handbag. So just please be mindful of that when you're doing your consultations. But we can increase the production of collagen and elastin, so we get firmer, tighter, plumper skin. Also, it's great for anybody with spotty or congested skin, because we can decrease sebum production. We can help kill bacteria, reduce inflammation, and prevent future outbreaks. And you know what? Peels are great if you've got dull skin. So if you've got a dull complexion, sorry guys if you're in London, but obviously polluted skin, then you really will find your patients will benefit from chemical peels, because the treatment allows new skin to resurface so that your skin looks brighter and healthier. So chemical peels are generally safe. And like I said, this is a perfect peel that is suitable for all Fitzpatrick skin types. So, you know, please don't be scared of treating anybody who is a Fitzpatrick skin type 6, because there's lots of people, especially practitioners actually, of that Fitzpatrick that are using the peel with some really great results. So Biorepeal, in fact, I'm going to come back on screen so you can all see the Biorepeal. Okay, so hopefully you should all be able to see me now. So this is our lovely bottle of Biorepeal, and I don't know whether you can make out, but it's basically, we've got a yellow layer and a yellow layer, and I'm going to just tell you about them after I've just gone through this slide. But it's basically one concept. We've got 2 phases, as you can see. There's a blue layer and a yellow layer. We've got 4 functional complexes of this peel and 9 actions of this peel. So it's quite a pretty looking peel actually, and it comes in a box of 5. And this is the FND. I haven't got any body, but we can talk about the body as we go through, so that's not a problem. So with Biorepeal, it's a lightening, tightening, brightening 35% peel, perfect for fine lines and wrinkles, spotty, congested skin, pigmentation, dull skin. Literally anybody can have this peel. So it's got one concept basically. So the action is it's effective, it's safe. You know, I will keep on sort of reiterating that it is a safe 35% peel, because people never believe it, but it's true. It's pain-free, which is another myth that people don't believe. It can't be a 35% TCA and not burn your skin. Honestly, it's pain-free. You get more of a tingle, and I'll discuss that as we go through. It's needle-free. The formula is biphasic, so there's 2 layers. It's patented till 2035. We get a multi-action effect, an immediate effect, and a long-term effect as well. So literally when you have had the peel and you remove the peel, you see the effect straight away, and your results get better and better. Usability, as I've said, and I'm probably going to bang on about all through the presentation, it is for all Fitzpatrick skin types. Yay! The whole body, and you can have it done whenever. It's not a peel that you have to have in the winter. You can have it done whatever the weather. So there's 2 phases to the peel, and this is what makes the Biorepeal really, really unique. So we've got our yellow and blue. So we've got our blue layer. This is our lipophilic layer. This is protective, it's moisturizing, it has a filming action on the skin, and it carries the ingredients deep into the skin. Then we have our hydrophilic phase. This is a powerhouse of trichloroacetic acid. We've got our alpha hydroxy acids, our beta hydroxy acids, our polyhydroxy acids, our amino acids, our vitamins, and our gamma amino butyric acid. So it really packs a punch, and it is full of amazing ingredients. So the oily layer is the blue layer, and basically it's like a fatty layer. So as you know, fat floats, and this acts as a barrier. So this protects all of these ingredients in the yellow layer, so this hydrophilic phase, from the elements. So it protects it from oxidizing, and it has a filming action on the skin, which protects the hydrolipidic film, which is obviously the skin's protective barrier. And it ensures that basically when you remove this peel, you've really got to try it to believe it. But when this peel is removed, because this layer is so moisturizing, you take it off and your skin feels like velvet. It is as smooth as a baby's bum. It's not red. It doesn't feel sunburnt. And that is because of the biphasic technology and the lipophilic phase. So in the hydrophilic phase, like I've said, it's full of powerful ingredients. And with this innovative mix of what we've got in it, we're able to perform a biostimulating and revitalizing effect in the skin. It provides nourishment. So we're able to feed the fibroblasts with amino acids and vitamins. And when we feed fibroblasts, as you will all know, if you've done any of my other webinars with me or training with me, you'll find that it produces collagen and elastin. I'm just going to check. I've got a question. So I'm just going to answer my question. I've done it on my skin today. Feels lovely. Yeah, do you know what? It does get a bit addictive, if I'm honest. Oh, where have I gone? I've stopped my video. I don't know where I've gone. I've pressed the wrong button. So hopefully everyone can still see, but you may not be able to see me, which is a bit odd. I don't know what I've done to myself, but I don't think you can see me, can you? Okay, Right, that is not what I wanted to do. Never mind. So anyway, as we go on, so obviously the TCA is in the peel. This is causing a chemical injury to the skin. Can everybody see? I'm just making sure everybody can see. Yes, you can see. I don't know what I've done. I've done something to this, so I've no idea what. I told you, it always goes a little bit wrong every now and again. Let me just double check. Okay, as long as everyone can hear me and see me, we'll have to sort the video out as we get to the end. Okay, so like I said, we've got the chemical in the TCA, which is causing the chemical injury to the skin, inducing the wound healing process, and producing growth factors, which are being clinically proven to reduce lines and wrinkles. So why is the biphasic technology so important? So basically, monophasic TCA peels, so they presented with the following issues. They were unstable, they darkened. If you don't look after them and put them in the fridge, literally your product would become null and void. It'd oxidize and that'd be it. You wouldn't be able to use it. So as I've just sort of said, we've got our lipophilic phase floating on top of our hydrophilic phase, which is our yellow layer, and it protects it from the oxygen inside the bottle. And the density difference of the two phases guarantees a constant protection even after shaking. So basically with the peel, hopefully I'll be able to get back on camera, we have to shake it to wake it. And this mixes the two phases together, and it goes, I'm an ex-recovery nurse, so it goes almost like a pseudomonas colour, like a real vivid green color, like an infection. And it's a real sort of gloopy greeny color. But then after a couple of minutes, because the peel is so clever, it goes back. The lipophilic phase is fatty, so it goes back to the top of the hydrophilic phase, which is the yellow layer, and goes back to separate states. But basically the density difference of the two phases, even though you've like taken out a mil or a mil and a half, it's still the same. So it still guarantees that protection. It still makes the peel safe. So don't worry about shaking it up and thinking, oh no, I've activated it. What do I do now? It doesn't matter. It will go back to its original state. Obviously, we can keep it at room temperature, which is great because it was a peel that was developed in Italy. Italy is usually a lot hotter than it is here, especially in the summer. So if by any miracle we have a summer where it's above 30 degrees, then just put it in a cool place. But make sure you stand it upright, don't lie it down, and put it in a cool place. And the product has got, I think the box that I've got has got a shelf life of June, it looks like June 2023. So there's a good shelf life on it. However, if you do open the vial, please just be mindful that you need to use it within about 6 weeks. But honestly, if you're using it on patients, even if you're doing this peel on yourself to try, you'll go through that anyway. So really not to worry about it too much, because it can be used, there's no cross contamination, and it can be used on the same vial can be used on multiple patients. So we have 4 functional complexes. We have our bio, which stands for biostimulation. This is going to stimulate fibroblast activity. It's going to activate cutaneous proliferation. It's going to plump the skin and protect against free radicals. And we have our glycine, proline, and our hydroxyproline, and our vitamin C. Then we have our revitalization. This is going to create an anti-wrinkling effect, tighten the skin, help to encourage the skin to look radiant, fresher, healthy, and glow. And obviously we've got our Gaba, which also stands for gamma-aminobutyric acid, and our arginine. Then we have the peel, so we're going to remove the outer cells of the stratum corneum, and this basically melts the corneocyte adhesion bonds. So it just melts the dead skin cells that are like stuck to your skin, really making your skin look dull. So it's able to reveal fresher, healthier, less congested skin. It helps to unblock pores, reduce sebum production, and reduce breakouts. And we've got our trichloroacetic acid, our lactovionic acid, our salicylic acid, our tartaric acid, and our citric acid. And then we have our lipo complex. And this is quite important actually, because it's what gives the skin the velvet-like texture post-peel. This enhances the penetration of active ingredients, it moisturizes, it hydrates. So like I said, when the peel is removed, it's not like any other peel you've ever used. Your skin is like silky. And that's because it contains squalene. So this mimics the skin's natural oils, making it a really great emollient, and it's really particularly well suited to moisturize oily and acne prone skin as well, because it's lightweight and it won't clog the pores, and it's safe for all skin types. And then we have our isopropyl myrostate. This strengthens the skin's natural moisture barrier, locks in hydration, and enhances the penetration of other ingredients into the skin. So yeah, there's a lot to a peel that only contains 6 ml. It's quite ironic, isn't it? So we'll get onto the ingredients. I'm not going to dive right into the ingredients because we could talk about all of these all day in their own right. But we're just going to give a bit of a brief overview. So I would have said pre-COVID that a lot of patients and clients really neglected their skin and their health. But I think lockdown has seen the dawn of a new era. And by that, what I mean is I think people have realized they need to start looking after the skin. And obviously, you know, I have a lot of clinics that follow me on Instagram, and obviously I always follow back. Although I think I've reached my limit, but hopefully I follow everybody tonight. And I see what clinics are doing to promote, you know, consultations, skincare, the benefits, you know, and I think you've done an amazing job of really helping to educate your patients, because I think it's what they needed. You know, gone are the days, I hope, in aesthetics, that people think that it's just, you know, a toxin and a filler that's going to solve everybody's problems. Most people know these days that actually, if you've got rubbish skin and you've got your leather handbag that walks through the door, no amount of fillers and toxin are going to rectify that issue. It is all about skin. And I think in lockdown, a lot of people have become a lot more aware and a lot more open to using more products. So well done, good job to everybody who's been doing that so far. So the skin is our largest organ, and I would have said pre-COVID the least looked after, but I think now, like I said, everyone's done a great job, and most people are starting to realize the benefits of having a good skincare, peels, microneedling, etc. So the Biorepeal contains amino acids, and these are, as we know, essential building blocks in every cell. So we have glycine. It's the most abundant amino acid in collagen, found in about 35%, making up about 35% of collagen. It has moisturizing, antioxidant and regenerating properties. And it's also one of the amino acids that the body uses to make glutathione. So this is one of the most powerful antioxidants, which I'm sure you know, and it helps to protect your cells from any free radical damage. Then we have our proline. This is a basic amino acid in collagen production. It has elasticizing properties, so it's indicated for inelastic, so you know, like lax and aging skin. It assists with elastin formation, helps to deliver hydration to elastin fibers, which are hydrophobic. So this basically ensures that the elastin fibers retain a bit of oomph as well. Then we have hydroxyproline. It's widely present in collagen. It increases and supports ceramide synthesis. It activates keratinocytes. It helps to form a protective layer that plumps the skin and retains moisture, and it also assists with keratinocyte proliferation and assists the fibroblasts with collagen production, which I have just repeated myself, but it's good. It's good. It gets it in your head. Then we have our vitamin C. As we know, you know, we're all skincare geeks at the minute. We've all done loads of research, and our skin cells are under constant stress from free radicals. These cause irreparable damage to cells, lead to premature aging, dehydration, damage to the cell's DNA, which cannot be repaired. So vitamin C is a really important and useful ingredient, and I would imagine you have drummed it into people's heads they need a vitamin C in their life around COVID. So it plays a huge and essential role in collagen production. It's the main antioxidant molecule that protects from reactive oxygen species, also known as free radicals. These attack skin cell molecules. They cause cross-linking of collagen and elastin, i.e. we get lines and wrinkles. It's always a bit depressing at the start of this presentation when I talk about aging, but it gets better, I promise. It also regenerates other antioxidant molecules such as vitamin E. So not only is it a great collagen booster, we get plumper, firmer skin, and we're helping to you know, fight off those free radicals. So it chomps its way through any UV damage. So it's great for anti-aging. And like I said, everybody needs a vitamin C in their life daily. Then we have gamma aminobutyric acid. this has an effect at the synapse level. So it's a non-essential amino acid, and it's the chief inhibitory neurotransmitter in the central nervous system. So basically it means that its function is to reduce the activity of the neurons to which it binds, inhibiting nerve transmission. So it also promotes collagen production by preventing MMPs from forming. So these are basically a group of enzymes that are activated by UV exposure or inflammation. And these contribute to the breakdown of collagen, and they also prevent new collagen from forming. So because of the way gamma-aminobutyric acid works on the central nervous system, it has an effect on the cutaneous tissue distension, and this is because the nerves become more relaxed. So basically what it does, it initiates an anti-wrinkling action topically, as opposed to in the muscle itself like a toxin. And it has been claimed, and it's a bit of a buzz ingredient at the moment in the aesthetic world, that it's an effective anti-wrinkle treatment, which it is. You know, but for me personally, you know, I don't think it's going to replace a toxin anytime soon because it's topical. It's not working in the muscle like a toxin does. However, you know, when you use this pre-toxin, it's amazing. If you use it, having a BioRePeel, and then you're going to have your toxin. You know what it's like when you've given your patient toxin and like, oh my God, I can feel it working already. And you're like, I've just injected you 5 minutes ago. Like, they're like, oh no, I can feel it working. This, if you do a BioRePeel and then you do toxin immediately after, which you can do, by the way, you do see, and the patients do feel the immediate tightening, and that is thanks to the gamma-aminobutyric acid. So it's great if you have anybody that is non-responsive to a toxin, because they are out there, poor things, or anybody who's vegan and they don't want a toxin, so they can have a BioRePeel because it is vegan and vegetarian friendly. So it does help to give the skin a tighter and firmer look over time, I would say, as well. And it is, like I said, if you're wanting to start to market this peel you know, or should I say, you know, when your clinic opens, you've got time now to get this peel ordered, get it tomorrow or Thursday, and start using it, start promoting it, start talking about it, do reels, do Instagram posts, tag me in it, it's fine. There's a video that I've done as well, which is a really helpful video. It's quite visual. And I will be using this, so you can, I always say with a new product that you've never used, always use it yourself first. And I'm sure most of you will be, although we don't encourage it, I'm sure most of you will be doing your own treatments, but the Biorepeal is something that you can do at home, and it's something that you can experience for yourself, so you can tell your patients exactly what it's like when you had it, did your skin peel or not, what your skin looks like after, and in, you know, the results you've had from it. So I always, you know, always sort of recommend that you do that. So then we come to arginine. This is a basic amino acid, and it has moisturizing functions for the skin. It helps to regulate biochemical processes like protein and macromolecular synthesis. It's involved in blood flow regulation processes. So it encourages healthy skin. It promotes cellular growth. It's a biochemical modulator of trichloroacetic acid, meaning it acts as a bit of a buffer to the skin. So like I said, this peel is not painful. Tingly, yes, especially if you use it in conjunction with dermaplaning or microneedling, you will get more of a tingle. But if you're using it on your own, which I would suggest when you've not used it before, absolutely a tingle, usually on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the tingliest, 1 being no tingle, 10 being the worst. Most people say it will sit at a 2. But arginine also releases nitric acid into the blood, so it acts to widen blood vessels. Therefore, you get glowy skin. It improves circulation. It promotes angiogenesis and tissue growth production. Great product to use on rosacea. However, you know, we're not well, there might be some dermatologists on here tonight. If so, welcome. It's lovely to have you. But we're not all dermatologists. We're not skin specialists. You know, we haven't done a degree in dermatology. You know, so if you've got anybody with acne rosacea, you know, I wouldn't be using this peel. But anybody with a little bit of rosacea, it can be used on that because it helps to strengthen the vessels. It helps to encourage new capillary growth. However, for me personally, to get optimum results, I really think it's beneficial to be using it in conjunction with a bit of IPL. But it's also great for anybody with PIH as well, so any post-acne red scarring as well. Where you've got to be careful, don't treat it in an active melanoma. If you see anything suspicious on the skin, it should always be referred to a specialist. I don't want to be encouraging anybody to increase blood supply to an active cancer. It's not a good thing to be doing. So if your patient comes to you and they've got a lesion or something that you're not sure about on the skin, please don't treat it. If you're anything like me, I like to sleep at night. So I would always refer them on before we started any treatment, just so we know, just to rule anything sinister out. Then we come to our riboflavin. This is also known as a vitamin B2. It's a hydrophilic vitamin and it's necessary for normal skin health. It's an FAD and FMN precursor. So it's involved in a huge number of metabolic reactions, and also it helps to activate other vitamins. It maintains the growth of tissues to ensure health cell turnover for a brighter, more radiant complexion. And you'll find that it's not only important for the skin, but it's also important for the nervous system and eye health. Its antioxidant nature can protect the skin against ROS, our reactive oxygen species. It can accelerate cell growth, regeneration. And you might not know this, but you probably will, but riboflavin is a really important vitamin for those who are prone to acne skin, because it helps to maintain the mucus secretion of the skin. So it prevents acne breakouts and dry skin. It helps to clear up pesky spots, revitalizes the skin. So you'll find that if any of your patients come to you, or even yourself, you find that you're a little bit prone to spotty breakouts, it's also worth finding out whether you are lacking in B2. But you can take, there's loads of different supplements that you can take alongside a healthy diet. But if you don't want to take supplements, just eat more mushrooms, almonds and spinach. You are what you eat. So obviously when you have a patient come in, it doesn't help but to suggest having a 360-degree approach to the skin, improve their diet, drink more water, flush out the toxins, have peels, and obviously really look after themselves. It's a really sort of 360-degree approach. Then we come to our 35% TCA, our trichloroacetic acid. Funnily enough, I don't know whether I like random facts. So TCA is a relative to vinegar. Please don't go out there now and get the Sarsons out the cupboard, because it's not going to have the same effect. But it's been around in use for peels for around about 20 years now, and it penetrates deeper than glycolic. It's a carboxylic acid, so it has an exfoliation action on the skin. And you'll find TCA peels of old, should I say, or even TCA peels that are still out there on the market, when they're applied to the skin, it makes epidermal protein precipitate and denature. So this process is defined as keratocoagulation, but to me and you, it's known as frosting. So it's the whitening that you get on the skin when you apply a TCA. It's the whitening that you're looking out for. So it's the frosting. So as you can see from this diagram, we've got our 35% peel here, and this penetrates mid to deep dermis, while your 50%, which is your body percentage, penetrates deep level dermis. I wouldn't advise you using the 50% on your face, because there's nothing to suggest that. There's no real protocols. I would always just keep with the 35% for the face. Having said that, I'm going to fib a little bit, because there is a protocol for melasma, but I think what I always say to everybody is learn to walk before you can run. Don't start, messing about with a peel that you've never used before. Really get to know the peel first before you start mixing and matching. But I just want to talk about quickly, before I go on, about peels of old. So TCA peels of old, when I was working in clinic, you'd usually have 2 weeks prep prior to treatment. So you would make sure that you sent your patients home with some little samples to use before the peel. They'd come to have their peel, and you'd strip the skin of any surface oils, and you'd be quite aggressive, and you'd use quite an aggressive prep lotion. And then you'd get your little brush and start painting their little face, a little bit paint by numbers. So you'd be doing it in a specific way, and you'd be starting off on the forehead, down to the cheeks, then the chin, and you do one pass, and then you do another pass. And it's by the time of the second pass that your patient's there and they're going, oh, this is a bit hot, and you're like, oh, you'll be fine, and you're there with your clipboard, or if you're in a really nice clinic, you'd be there with your handheld fan, and then you would be looking out for this keratocoagulation. You'd be looking out for this frosting, the whitening on the skin. As soon as you saw that, you would then be scrappling about to get the neutralizer. Hopefully you still had some, and you'd be spraying it all over their face. So this would be the day that they'd have their hair done at the hairdressers usually, or they'd worn the best top because they wanted to show you that they'd bought a new top. And you'd be spraying this neutralizer everywhere, and it was a really, really messy procedure. And you'd be spraying it, the skin would be fizzing up, and you'd be spraying it until the patient said, actually, it's fine, it's not burning anymore. Then you'd spend the best part of 15 to 20 minutes applying thermal water, lots of lotions and potions to take the heat out of the skin, make sure it felt cooler, and then you would apply your SPF. And you'd find most patients, their skin would fall off, and you wouldn't see them again. And it was usually the people you would see again were people with really specific skin concerns. But most people were like, oh my God, I was in work. I was like, it was like Mrs. Doubtfire. I had like my skin falling off into my tea, and it wasn't a good look. And lots of people do not want this downtime. And that is what is so brilliant about the Biorepeal, because there's none of this downtime. We don't get any frosting. It's very, very rare to have frosting on the skin. So like I said, with our Biorepeal, even the level of penetration that we've got here, this peel is still really well tolerated. And this is because of the patented biphasic technology. There is nothing out there else like this on the market at the moment. So as we know, TCA has a regeneration action on the skin, and basically what it does, it goes through this chemical cascade, the wound healing cascade, and it activates this complex biochemical cascade. So immediately when the TCA peels evolved were applied to the skin was like, oh my God, what have you done? What's happened to me? I've been injured. I've got to repair. So obviously we get the NHS frontline staff, people that are always there for us, and they started repairing. So they started producing growth factors in response to this chemical injury. And as we know, growth factors have been shown in many a clinical study and trial to stimulate the production of collagen and decrease the appearance of wrinkles. And like I said, in typical peels, as I've mentioned before, the skin goes red, it feels sunburnt, we get erythema, it feels tight, it's sore. However, because we have this amazing biphasic technology which protects the hydrophilic film, skin barrier remains intact, we don't get any frosting, and we don't get any pain. So then we come on to our lactobionic acid. As we can see, the diagram on the right shows that lactobionic acid is made of a molecule of gluconic acid, which is a polyhydroxy acid, and linked to a carbohydrate galactose. So basically, it's an effective epidermal anti-aging molecule, and it stimulates dermal matrix polymer synthesis and dermal synthesis. It's a larger molecule than glycolic acid, so it's much more tolerated because it won't penetrate the skin, meaning it's less irritating. It helps to reduce cutaneous MMPs, as we've explained earlier. The enzymes are activated by UV exposure or inflammation. So this also helps to protect from chronoaging and photoaging. And you'll find that galactose is an endogen, and it's used by the fibroblasts because all our cells talk to each other. We have like a language of love between them. And it produces glucosaminoglycans and collagen. So basically, we attract water and plump the skin. Lactobionic acid is a really strong humectant, and one of the most interesting ways that lactobionic acid is used is in organ donation. And this is because of its strong moisturizing properties. So when it is taken out of its recipient, the donor, it's taken out of the donor. So it's taken out of the donor. So if you give me your kidney, take it out my body, then they bathe it in lactobionic acid, and then it'll be all ready to be inserted into the recipient. So yes, it's very exciting, isn't it? All these ingredients. So we come on to salicylic acid. It's a beta-hydroxy acid. It's a powerful keratolytic. It selectively cuts the keratin amino acidic chain of carnocytes. So basically, salicylic acid is like a superhero. It's for acne, spotty prone skin, and it's acne's worst enemy. It's also from the aspirin family, so please be mindful. Anybody with an aspirin allergy cannot have this peel. But basically, It helps to dissolve dead skin cells, flaky skin that are clogging up pores. It helps to remove this dirt and grime to reveal fresher, healthier skin. And with the beta hydroxy acid, the hydroxy acid part is separated from the acid part by 2 carbon atoms, as opposed to an alpha hydroxy acid where they're separated by 1. I hope I haven't lost you, but all I'm basically saying is it basically means that it's much more oil soluble. So it can penetrate right down into the pores of the skin. And because we have bacteriostatic qualities, it helps to target P. acne bacteria, fight inflammation, reduce oil production. So it's perfect for oily skins because it really helps to clear out pores and prevent future outbreaks. Then we come on to tartaric acid. This is a dicarboxylic acid and a powerful antioxidant molecule, famous for its lightening and exfoliating properties. An acid famously found in grapes, obviously known for its antioxidant properties. You'll find that the Greeks and the Romans used to slice open their grapes and rub them on the skin. Me personally, I like to drink wine. So basically, it's also used in particular for its keratolytic actions and its ability to reduce carnea site adhesion. So it's great for dry and elastic skin, acne and blackheads. Then we have our citric acid. This is a tricarboxylic acid and it has chelating properties. So basically this means that it helps to eliminate impurities from free radicals and it acts as the skin's Pac-Man. If anybody is old enough to remember, my brother used to have Pac-Man on his little Spectrum computer, and it basically acts as a Pac-Man. It eats all of the baddies up and it stops them from entering the skin. Great for exfoliation because, again, keratolytic properties, meaning it causes the outer layer of the skin to loosen and shed. Great acid that's good for acne, enlarged pores, and also a really good acid for treating keratosis pilaris on the tops of the arms. So if you've got anybody that suffers with that and they're like, oh, well, all I do is like use exfoliating mitts and scrub, try the peel. So just to recap, we have 9 actions of the peel. I'm not going to go through them all in depth because you can see them on the screen. If you want to take a photograph of this, then you're more than welcome to do so because I know that I'm a bit behind on time. But basically, this peel does it all. It's anti-aging. It's perfect for any spotty, acne-prone skin. It helps to reduce fine lines. It removes outer cells of the stratum corneum. It breaks down those carnea site adhesion bonds. It makes the skin look fresher, healthier, radiant, glowy immediately after one peel. If anybody, hopefully, fingers crossed, if we all are allowed out again, if anybody ever meets me in the flesh, please just ask to see my hands, because every time I do a BioRePeel webinar, I will always use my left hand as a demo. And you can't see it on camera, which is such a shame. But if you see me in real life, hopefully soon, you can tell which one is my 25-year-old hand and which one is my 42-year-old hand. And I do that so I can show people this is nothing but a peel. No microneedling, no fillers, no skin boosters, a peel, a 35% TCA peel. My left hand has no age spots on it. It looks plumper, it looks fresher, it looks younger, it's more hydrated. So this peel is amazing. So our face, neck and décolletage is a 6 ml vial. It contains 35% trichloroacetic acid. We also have all of our other acids and our amino acids and vitamins in this. We also have our lifting active principle, which is Gaba, and our specific mix of ingredients that really help to make sure when this peel comes off, the skin looks and feels really soft. pH sits at around -1 and we get 5 vials and they all contain 6 ml of product. FND gives it away a little bit. Face, neck, décolleté. So you can use up to 2 ml of product on the face. Obviously, please use common sense. Common sense sometimes isn't so common, but if you've got somebody with a small face, use less. If you have a larger face or a male face, use more. If you use too much, you'll know about it, because when I explain how we're going to use it, you'll be rubbing for ages and the peel won't be going tacky. But like I said, I will explain that as we go along through the presentation. But if you want to, you know, you can extend this to the neck and the décolleté. You know, I often watch loose women and they say, oh no, we don't have any treatments. And I'm like, okay, so I'm looking at your neck, your décolleté and your hands, and your face doesn't look like that. So, you know, it is a giveaway these days. A lot of more people, you know, they're starting to realize they've got to look after sort of all aspects of our extremities. So the procedure and the protocol, you can have a BioRePeel every week, or I would say every 2 weeks if you wanted to do that, if that was more conducive for your patient. You can sell it as a course of 4 or 6. But what you'll find is most people won't want to go 3 months. Most people want to just keep coming every month to have it done. So if you wanted to create a package that included the BioRePeel, you can maybe include it with some microneedling, dependent on the skin type, whether they had any PIH, any acne scarring. You know, literally there's so many different options available to you to add into a treatment package. So this is just a short demo. I just ask you not to take any pictures of it, but it's just a very small demonstration of how to use the product. And I will come on, hopefully, and get the video of me, hopefully at the end. So I'm just going to press play. Why is the video stopped? So hopefully we'll go on to the results of that. So really simple, really easy to use, really great results that we've got here. And there is a BioRePeel Skin Experts group that I am not admin on. So I won't be able to add you into the group, but if you request to join admin, whether it'll be tonight or tomorrow, they will allow you to come into the group. There's over 2,000 practitioners in that group, and there are a multitude of before and afters, and most people are more than happy for you to use their images as long as you give them the credit. So this is after 3 treatments, so really nice. The tone of the skin, you know, it's much fresher, brighter, even. Again, I will always manage patient expectations. You know, I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. There you go. I said it the right way this time. And the reason for that is because, as we know as practitioners, you know, you don't want to be promising the world to a patient with pigmentation saying, yeah, I'm going to get rid of that, you're never going to suffer with it again, because, you know, if you know anything about skin, you know that's not going to happen. They're going to need to have some form of maintenance. But still amazing results with just the BioRePeel for this lady. But again, like I said, would need to go on a sort of maintenance package of skincare. Fine lines and wrinkles, like I said, people with, you know, crocodile, you know, leather handbag skin, they're not going to get a great deal of improvement in laxity. But people with sort of more finer lines and wrinkles, you know, they will see an improvement. Again, the fact that her tone of her skin, the texture just looks fresher, brighter, and this is after 3 treatments. Same again for this area of pigmentation, but I would always be cautious about tackling pigmentation anyway, and melasma. But this is after 4 treatments, so I would imagine that that person is absolutely over the moon. Love this one of my favorites. I think the only thing that I would suggest is that obviously she needs to drink a lot more water, maybe have some supplements, and also she could combine this with some microneedling, so get the you know, the congestion under control, and then deal with any PAH with some microneedling as well after. And a good, obviously always good skincare. As I've said, you can use it to treat the neck. This is after 4 treatments, so I would always extend from the face to the neck because it's just a nice treatment, really. Again, great results on the décolletage. So then we come to the body. Now, I haven't got any of the body with me. I'm waiting to be sent some, but this comes in a 12 ml vial, and this contains 50% trichloroacetic acid. So this is not to be used on the face because you will get frosting, okay, and you will feel it on the skin. Includes all of the same ingredients, it's just a 50% TCA. It's fabulous for using on elbows, on the feet, because it's now starting to get to the point where I can say it's nearly sandal season. We're getting through it, guys. It's spring soon, and then it'll be summer, and then we'll all have our feet out and wearing our flip-flops, which will be so exciting. It's also, you can use it on the backs of the hands. I still don't think there's enough in the vial to cover my bum, but you know, I've never tried it. But you can literally use it all on the body. Okay, you can also use it underneath the arms if there's anybody with pigmentation from shaving on darker skin types. I would use the body peel every 2 weeks, again as a course of 4. So again, great treatments with BioRePeel body. Just be aware that if you use it on your hands, and I can speak from experience, if you're using a 50%, your skin does shed. You do peel. Okay. But it's perfect for using on pigmentation. You know, this is after shaving, so you know that as it given a really nice improvement. Elbows and feet. So I am going to try and come back on a video, but I don't know whether can you all see me? Is it just me that can't see me? You can let me know. Then I would really like to know whether I can. You can all see me. Let's see. If you can't, then yes, you can all see me. Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's all right then. It's a good job I haven't been picking my nose throughout the presentation, but I can't see me. So I am going to do this. I can't see me, so I'm just literally talking to a computer screen. So please bear with me. So basically, when we use the product, we have to activate it. So I always say we shake it to wake it. So literally all you need to do is you shake it. And like I said, I'm an ex-recovery nurse, and it always reminds me of a really sort of nice infection, like a Pseudomonas phlegm, as I've said. And it's quite a gloopy product. But once it's mixed, this is what it is, it's mixed, I always, and you'll have people go, oh, it's fine, I'll just use a green needle. Don't use a green needle. I always use an 18 gauge needle. And the reason for that is because it goes all the way to the bottom of the vial. And it has a really good, massive, I don't know if I'm too close to you because I actually can't see myself, a big bore. And this is literally sucks up all the products really, really easily. So all you need to do, I would always wear nitrile gloves, because if you use powder gloves, the TCA will burn through the powder. So nitrile gloves. I'm going to get my vial that's already been opened. So you literally shake it to wake it. And look, like I said, this goes right down to the bottom of the vial. I'm not going to use a great deal, because I'm going to just use it on the back of my hand. in Europe, you'll see a lot of the clinics will be placing the, let me just put it so I've got it. So they'll be coming towards the skin and they'll be placing it on the skin with this needle. I don't know about you're about like me, but if somebody came towards my face with this needle, I'd feel a little bit intimidated. So me personally, I like to be kind. So I just take it off and I just literally dab it onto the skin, as you saw on the video. And you dab it on the skin and you will get to the point where you'll have some left in the syringe. Just pop it in your hands and rub it on the skin. So literally all you need to do is rub it into the skin. If you smell sulfur, this is really normal. So if it smells a bit eggy, it's completely normal. The peel hasn't gone off. Okay, this is completely normal. And you just rub it into the skin. And hopefully, even though I can't see myself and you can all see me, which is slightly worrying, you'll find that after a couple of minutes, and like I said, this is where if you apply too much, it's going to take you a while, but literally you can probably start to see now, I'm quite stuck on the skin and I don't know if you can hear that, but it starts to become tacky. So once it's tacky, then you set the timer. So I would recommend, well, manufacturers recommend between 3 to 5 minutes. 3 minutes if they've not had a peel before, 5 minutes if they're used to it. But you'll find after 5 minutes anyway, the buffering system of the skin deactivates the formula and it has no more action. So I'm not recommending that you leave it on all night, but literally if you go over time, don't worry too much. But the recommendation is maximum of 5 minutes. So we have different, I'm just going to take this off now. We have different creams to use post-treatment. And we have BioReHydra. So BioReHydra, what's great about these is they come in a really nice salon size. So we've got BioReHydra and BioRelift. But they also come in patient-friendly sizes that the patients can purchase. So you've got a BioReHydra, BioRelift. Now, you don't have to use both. I know we used both in the video, but that was just for demonstrative purposes. But if you've got somebody with spotty, acne-prone skin, I would use the BioReHydra. Why? Because it's a serum, it's fast absorbing, gives a fresh moisturising effect on the skin. You don't really need a lot of this at all because of, oh gosh, we always feel worried about this bit. I knew it'd squirt out. Literally, that is far too much. But literally, you hardly need anything of this. And it really is fast absorbing. It contains over 15 active ingredients. And it's a powerful moisturiser and biostimulator and revitaliser. And literally, it feels really light. And like I said, you can get that in the salon size and also patient-friendly sizes. If, for example, you have somebody who's like, oh, I'm not sure, I've just paid out for all these peels and I haven't got any money to do this, you can do an offer. So if they're buying 4 peels, you maybe throw that in as a freebie. It's up to you. To be honest, everybody's different. I'm not here to give you business advice, but sometimes people, it's nice to have a little bit extra. Or if you didn't want to do that, then literally you can just decant some of this into a little pot and send them home with it. So they at least can try it, because most people who try things will always buy it, especially if they like it. Then we have the BioRelift. This is more suitable for sort of older, dry skins, more mature skins. I like it because it's quite a nice, creamy, enveloping texture, but it's really, really easily absorbed, has a nice silky texture. And literally both of these creams and serums you can use, you don't just have to have the peel to use it. It's got 20 active ingredients in, and it's perfect for using with the Biorepeal. I have so many people say, oh, so if I use Biorepeal, can I use such and such serum? Which you can, but I always say to people, if you're using products that have been developed by the same company and they're there to complement each other, then it's like a family. Use what is in the same family, because once you start mixing and matching, that's when you're going to have issues. Because, if you're using something from the same family and you have a reaction, which is very rare, that it's something within that family. Whereas if you have a reaction because you've been using another cream, which has caused the reaction. So I would always say, if you're going to go for using the Biorepeal, just use all the products that have been made by the same company, because it makes your life easier. You sleep at night, your patient is happy, and so are you. So Biorepeal prevents skin aging, prevents fine lines and wrinkles, good for hyperpigmentation, 100% improves skin texture and colour, the tonicity of the skin. It's brighter, it's fresher, it's radiant, perfect for spotty acne prone skin, great for PIH. And although it will have an effect, it won't remove blackheads and open pores. You can't get rid of open pores, but it helps to tighten them, so it reduces the effect. Okay, so the advantage is we don't need any needles apart from our drawing up needle. We don't get any frosting, which I just think is fabulous because you haven't got to worry. There's no pain for the patient. It's a tingle. Having said that, if you are going to dermaplane, you're going to do a manual exfoliation. So when you do apply this, it will sting. It is painful. It is more tingly, but it does subside. Like I said, I always say to everybody first, when you're using a new product, just use it on its own to start with and do a course on its own. And then once you understand it, once you see what the results you can get, then start adding in other treatments. We get an immediate result. So literally as soon as we take this product off the skin, our skin looks fresh and radiant. Ideally, I wouldn't wear makeup that day, but there's no reason why you couldn't. I know people who have used it after having a peel and they've said it just glides on. Obviously, you can imagine if you do use it with dermaplaning. Beautiful. We don't get any post-treatment scarring. It doesn't oxidize, doesn't darken. We don't need to keep it in the fridge. It's suitable for the whole body. So you've got the body and the face, the FND, suitable for ages over 18. I get asked so many times and so many questions about treating minors. You know, if your insurance company does not insure you to treat them, then it's a massive no, regardless of consent. You can use it in every season. It doesn't contain, it's not photosensitive, and it doesn't contain any ammonia. What the beauty of it is that you can use it in conjunction with other treatments to improve the performance and the end result. So you can use it prior to toxin, fillers, skin boosters, prior to photostimulation, post radio frequency, and before any other topical treatment. So like I say, dermaplaning. Contraindications, as always, pregnancy and breastfeeding, aspirin allergies, anybody with dermatitis, eczema, psoriasis, you know, anybody that their skin barrier is not intact and it's compromised. Would I use it? No, because I like to sleep at night and I'm not a dermatologist, and I don't, even though I've done aesthetics for a long time, I don't profess to know everything. I'm not the oracle. So I would always refer those to a specialist like a dermatologist. Anybody who's got an autoimmune disease, and you'll find there's a study that says that 80% of people who suffer from an autoimmune disease are women. And what is the main person that comes through the door is usually a woman. So just be very careful. I would always make sure that if they do have autoimmune diseases, you need to be discussing these at length to find out how well controlled they are and what medication they're on that are managing these conditions. Diabetes, obviously type 1, no. Type 2, yes, if it's under control. Any active skin cancers, like we've said, you know, there's a lesion that you're not sure of, please don't treat them. Roaccutane, it used to be 12 months that people used to have to stop taking Roaccutane for before they could have a peel. Now it's 6. Anybody who is easily scarred, prone to hyperpigmentation. So anybody who's allergic to lights, dust, dogs, anybody who's just comes through the door and you just think it just, you know, the alarm bells go off and you think, do you know what? I don't think I want to treat this person because he's just going to open a whole can of worms and it's just not worth it for you. And like I said, sleeping at night is key. And anybody with any cystic acne, again, they need to be going to see their GP. So that brings the presentation to a close. It's really weird that I can't see myself. But as I've said, you can add yourselves to the Biorepeal Skin Experts group. This is on Facebook. I'm not admin on this. So you just might need to wait to be added. Look out for more webinars. I do webinars with MedFX probably once or twice a month. So obviously you can find out more information via social media, and they do send emails out too. You can follow us, MedFX, on Instagram, and you can follow me on Instagram too. I'm Sarah Whitehead.official. Only because Sarah Whitehead was taken. But literally, I'm just going to stop the share. Literally, if there's any questions, oh, I can see myself now. Yay! If there's any questions that you don't get to ask tonight, or I don't answer, which I'm going to start answering now, then please just drop me a message on Instagram. Facebook's always tricky because if we're not friends on Facebook, it goes to like some random message box and I never see it until I think, why have I got sort of like one in there? And then all these messages come up. So I'm just going to go to questions now. So thank you so much. Your skin looks amazing. You are a great advert. Oh, thanks, Carly. Honestly, you know, I am a really big advocate of this peel, and all the products that I train in, I use, because I sort of think, well, what's the point if promoting them when you don't use the products? So I'm a big advocate. I probably, because obviously I do my peel training a few times a month, I have to open the vials. So if I leave them, obviously, like I said, they will, be useless really. So I do use the peels. I have them probably every 10 days. So I am a really big advocate, and I love, this is my favorite, I love the BioRePeel Hydra because it's really, really moisturizing. Because when I have the peel, I tend to get a bit of shedding. I wouldn't say I get major peeling, it's just more like dry skin. So let me go to more questions. Is this medical use only? So Joanne, because it's 35% TCA, it can be used by anybody who is level 3 qualified and above, as long as they have peel experience. However, 50% is medical use only. How about stretch marks? Yes, yes, you can. Stretch marks I potentially treat more with microneedling. So Olivia wants to know, after a course of 4, how soon can that course be repeated? So Olivia, it's really, this is why I always say to have it yourself, because once you start to see that you've got this like glowing skin, it's like, I think I might have this done once a month. How much do people charge out for a course? Now, I would say you are doing this peel a disservice if you're selling it for any less than £60 per peel. It depends on demographics, and some people will charge between £60 to £90. This peel is amazing. Just because it's a very short treatment, do not devalue it, because it gives fantastic results. I'm just going through these questions now. Do I need further training, or can I go straight into treating? I'm new to aesthetics. What you'll need to do, you will need peel experience for certain insurances. Some insurances will say, yeah, it's fine, you've done the webinar, you've got your certificate, crack on. Other insurers will be like, right, where is the evidence of you completing peels? So you would have to provide evidence. If you're struggling with anybody to be recommended who you'd go to for peel training, just drop me a message on Instagram and I'll point you in the right direction. Okay, let me have a look. Pre-cleanse. Well, actually, it's funny you should say, Lindsay, because there is a new pre-cleanse, which I'm extremely excited about. And I'm waiting to receive it in the post because I haven't received it yet. But as soon as we get this, I'm going to try it for myself. I know it's been used in Italy at the moment. And it's something that I want to use. Same family, same guys who invented it. And we will be bringing this as a webinar, hopefully very soon. So how long do the effects last? I think it's really difficult to say how long the effects will last, because obviously with anything, when you do any kind of treatment, you will need maintenance. So you can't just go and have, or your patients can't come in and expect that they have 1 ml of lip filler and that's going to last them forever. It's not going to happen. It's the same with toxin, it wears off. Everything that we do, brushing our teeth, putting petrol in our car, if we want to keep doing that and getting the results, we want to reach our destination, if we want to have nice teeth, if we want to have good skin, we want to have no wrinkles, if we want to have nice lips, we have to keep doing it. But you will see results immediately after one peel, and they just only improve over time. And I can't stress enough how important it is to take your pictures, but you will all know that anyway. After opening the bottle and getting some, can you use it again? Yes, you can. You can say, if you had 3 patients in, fingers crossed you're going to have loads of patients, but say if you had 3 patients in that day and they were all having a BioRePeel, this 6 ml vial will be used for all of them. So that 6 ml vial will then get chucked in the bin because you've used it. If you have 2 patients in and they're not coming to see you until a week later, you can still use this. it's 6 weeks shelf life. So just be aware and mindful of that. So I hope that answers that question. Let's have a look, see who else. If a patient was prone to keloid scarring, would you avoid using the peel on the face? Yes, me personally, I probably would, Anne, but that is because I'm ultra cautious. And, you know, I'm always just, you know, it doesn't matter how long you've done aesthetics for. I always think there's certain people that you need to be careful of. So for me personally, I would probably avoid anybody with keloid scarring. How do you use with microneedling? Okay, Lindsay, so there is a protocol. As I've said, I would always say get to know the product first, but absolutely there is a protocol for microneedling. And when you join the Biorepeal Skin Experts group, the protocols are in the files section and you can access them. So they're yours to use. I would just say if you're going to do it on yourself first, because I always think experimenting on patients is a bad idea. And I always think, like I said, whenever you're using a new product, get to know the product first, use it in its own right first. And once you understand it and you realise, oh, this is amazing, but if I combine it with dermaplaning, I could do this. If I combine it with microneedling, I can improve PIH and acne scarring. If I use it in conjunction with the 50% for melasma, that is another protocol. But I don't promote these on the first webinar because I always want you to just use it in its own merit first. Okay, so I know we've gone over time, so I do apologize. But do you needle peel then needle? Okay, so there is a specific protocol, and it's a bit complicated, but it is in the group. Okay, so I promise you, Lindsay, you will find it and it will make sense to you. Hayley, do you have your own consultation forms that we can use? There are consent forms in the Skin Experts group. Do I think they're amazing? Can they be tweaked to your specifications? Yes. Can they come under your own consent form? Yes, they can. You can take elements from it. So if you want to use it, you can. If you want to take certain elements from it, then there's no reason why you can't do that. Can it help for managing post-CO2 hyperpigmentations? Like I said, anything that I'm never 100% sure on, I would never say yes. I think it's always up to the individual practitioner, because at the end of the day, it's you that is doing the treatment. But for me, like I said, anybody with really sort of temperamental skin, then no, I wouldn't. Am I able to use the PowerPoint? Okay, I can't email the PowerPoint. Can I ask if dermaplane would you do before? I would dermaplane before. If I was to use the other bio, would it just be before or after procedure? So I would always, like I said, use the products that are designed to be used with the products. I think that is most questions. So I really hope you've enjoyed it this evening. Obviously, I love doing my webinars, and if I get good feedback, it makes me so happy. So if you've got some good feedback, then that's brilliant. Please let me know. How can you order, Hayley? So if you go to the MedFX site, it is on the MedFX site. I believe it's £190, which works out with that about £16 per peel. And you should get at least 3 peels out of one vial. So you get about 15 peels out of one box. So it's just doing the maths with that, to be honest with you. So it works out about £15 per peel. So it's still pretty cost effective for something that, you know, is a fantastic peel. Like I said, I hope that you've enjoyed it this evening. I hope you've learned something. I hope you have found it useful. I hope it's been a good way to spend your evening. If you wanted to ask any questions and you can't think of them at the moment, or you've got any questions or anything that you want to ask me, then obviously, like I said, if you follow me on Instagram, then that'll be great. You can inbox me on Instagram and I will message you back. You can also follow MedFX for any more webinars. This week's a busy week for me because I'm doing a series of things. I've got an Instagram live on Thursday night. I'm talking with someone tomorrow on Clubhouse. So if you want to find out more information about a couple of other things that I do, obviously just follow me on Instagram and it will all be on there. But all I want to say is I'm really sorry for going over time. I think I've answered everybody's questions. If anybody wants to do, I'm just wondering whether you want to do a little screenshot. I have to do my hair and I can pop on if you want to take a picture. So if you take a picture, it'd be brilliant. If you can tag us in your if you're thinking about ordering the peel, then if I just do a little smile for you, and if you tag myself, Sarah Whitehead.official and MedFX and CMed Aesthetics, they always like to know that people have enjoyed the webinars. You can use this to promote the peel. And I always say as well, you've got time now to get this peel ordered, to use it before opening, to talk about it, do a video diary, do some reels. This is what I did. This is the peel that's coming into clinic. This is what it does. I've got a great video that is it's a 15-second video. So you're more than welcome to use it, to share it. If you go on my Instagram profile, it's on there. I think it's even on the MedFX profile as well. If you wanted me to send it to you directly, then just let me know, because I can do that too. And it's just really helpful that you've got extra things to help to promote the peel. But I would always say, if you're going to be promoting it, you can be talking about it on social media, you can be doing reels, you can be saying, this is the peel that I'm bringing into the clinic or the salon. This is what it does. I've done peel 1 today. This is how it's felt. 2 or 3 days later, have I got a little bit of shedding? Just a little bit. Does my skin look great? Yes, it does. Some people peel, some people don't. Some people shed a lot, some people don't. Some people peel on the first one and never peel again. What you've got to realize as well is that everybody is different. So all I would say to you is, like I said, this for me is a peel that I've worked with lots of different products in the industry, and this is my favorite peel because it just is indicated for so many different skin treatment, for aging, for acne prone skin, for pigmentation, for PIH, for tonicity, for improving the appearance, the texture. You can't really see it on here, but like I said, ask me if you see me in person, say, can I have a look at your hands? And I'll gladly show you them. So I'm hoping that I've answered everybody's questions. I hope you've all enjoyed it this evening. I hope you found it all useful. I hope I've answered everything. I'm just going to double check and make sure I have, because I hate it when I don't answer every single question. And like I said, look out for the pre-cleanse, because I am waiting for it to be delivered, and as soon as it gets delivered I will be using it. There's a presentation that is already written and I'm really excited about presenting that, and it will also hopefully talk more about the skincare products, because I only have a limited amount of time, and like I said, I could talk all day about everything. So thank you for a great webinar. I love this peel. Can't wait to try the body version. It is a great peel, isn't it? Just out of interest, actually, how many people, so if you just say yes, how many people have done the webinar before and you're coming for a bit of a refresher? And if you're saying yes, tell me whether you love the peel. So if you can tell me that, I've got, a couple of minutes. Do you need an acid serum to prep for 2 weeks? No, you don't. So Amanda Kemp says yes. She loves the peel. Am I right, Amanda? Hopefully I haven't put words into your mouth. Let's have a look. Who's telling me about the peel? How to get a certificate from the webinar. It will be sent to you, Marcin. Yes, from Anika. Oh, Anika, hi. Doing the refresher I have done on myself and my sister. Lucky sister. But not on any patients yet. They're going to love it. My sister loves it. Absolutely. Oh, it's really nice to have people on here that have done my training before. It's just a shame that I can't physically see you, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to get together in person really, really soon. I actually cannot wait. I don't even know what I'm going to do first. I booked the pub about 4 or 5 times. It's all booked and ready to go for meals out with friends. So apart from Accutane, any other acne treatment that has to be stopped prior to the pill? Ah, yes, I'm glad you asked that. Retinol. Thank you for asking me that. Because if you're using a retinol, just ask them to stop using it 7 to 10 days prior to the peel. And if they're having a course, don't use retinol. I'm really glad you asked that question. I do try and cover everything, but sometimes I do forget. So yes, that is a really good question. So Andrea, hi Andrea, refresher, fantastic. Thank you. You're more than welcome. It's always really great when people come back to the webinars. So I think I have gone way over. Like I said, if there's any other questions that you wake up in the middle of the night and think, oh, didn't ask that, just message me. If I don't get back to you straight away, it's not because I'm ignoring you, it's just because things have actually got a little bit busy, which is very exciting. It's been so quiet of late, but now things are starting to get a little bit busier now. So, and I've got some exciting things in the pipeline. So Amanda, my Instagram is Sarah Whitehead Official. Sarah Whitehead.official. And that's only because Sarah Whitehead was taken. I mean, how dare they? How dare they take my name? So yeah, Sarah Whitehead.official, and obviously MedEffects is also on Instagram. So hopefully that is it, and I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for your time as always. I know everybody's zoomed out, so it really means a lot to me that you've joined me this evening. Like I've said, I've got some other things going on this week. If you're interested, if you have enjoyed this evening's webinar, there's other things in the pipeline that are coming this week, so have a look on my Instagram. And I'm going to wrap it up and let you all go, and I'm going to have my glass of water now. I've not had any, so I'm going to have my glass of water and go back downstairs to the family. So thanks everybody for joining me. Stay safe, get your vaccine, and hopefully we'll all be together again really, really soon. Thanks for all your time. Thank you for your lovely feedback as well. And great to see some familiar faces as well, familiar names this evening. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.